I think it got disconnected earlier.
It's a rule by Zoom actually. You can't hold a meeting
Okay,
more than a certain amount of minutes.
okay,
So that's why it got disconnected automatically. So you can
okay,
resume now by using the same
okay,
link. Yeah.
okay. So now I can continue, right? Earlier,
Yeah, you can continue. It will give you at least 1 hour to.
okay,
It's like a new meeting, so you can take
okay,
1 hour to start the rest of the meeting.
all right. So at a stretch, we cannot prolong it for more than 1 hour, I think.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
yeah,
think it is only for 40 minutes, Afroz.
40 minutes.
yeah.
Okay,
40, 45 minutes like this. Yeah.
okay, okay. Good. Let me share my screen again. So I was, mentioning about the inventory that Times of India has. All right. Let me open a whiteboard. The whiteboard is still loading. Okay. All right. All right. So I can maybe draw here. So this is Times of India's website. Okay. And out of all the inventory that they have, this is Times of India's website. All right. And then let me delete this. Let's say out of the impressions that they are receiving every month, they want to, let's say they are receiving impressions of 100, like I mentioned earlier, to simply keep it simple, 100 impressions. And then out of 100 impressions, what would happen is uh, some advertiser, like let's say Uber wants to advertise on its website on Times of India. They want, let's say, 100 out of 100 impressions, they want 20 impressions. All right. So through email, they are communicating with Times of India, saying that this is the bare minimum that they want. They want 20 impressions at any cost from Times of India. So this would be an agreement between Times of India and Uber. All right. So this agreement, impressions are 20, and then the CPM would be set. CPM, Uber will decide the CPM, how much CPM they want to buy this inventory for. So Times of India, out of 100, they have to give it to Uber. So what do we call it as? We call it as programmatic guarantee, because we are giving it to Uber 100 like all the impressions. 20 out of 20 we are giving it to Uber. Out of these 20, we will not give any inventory to anyone else. All right, which is why it's called as programmatic guaranteed. All right, and now they have other 20 impressions. Okay, These were 20. And let's say similarly, they have 20 more impressions, which are here. And what they are interested, like, uh, what they are interested in is they want to give this space to advertisers, who are interested in news segment. All right. So this could be any advertiser. Like, let's say there are five advertisers. All right. So among these five advertisers, Times of India wants to give 20 impressions. Okay. So these 20 impressions will be preferred to these five advertisers. And the CPM, they will specify a CPM similar to programmatic guaranteed. They will specify a CPM. But then this is not guaranteed. All right. So they have these 20 impressions that they are preferring to give to these five advertisers, but they will not guaranteed give these 20 impressions to these advertisers. All right. Which is why we called this as preferred deal. There's a deal between these five advertisers. Just assume any five random advertisers like Nike, Adidas. They also can invest on show their ad on Times of India, right? So similarly, let's say there are five advertisers who are ready to occupy this space of 20 impressions. So this type of deal would be called as preferred deal. But then Times of India may or may not show these ads. It's up to them. This was guaranteed. Uber has to show it, and Uber must show it. Otherwise, it's a break of deal. So in this case, Uber's ad would be shown. But then when it comes to preferred deal, these among five advertisers, it's up to Times of India. If they are receiving a CPM of one, let's say a CPM of 1.2, and the CPM here, let's say that it was about three rupees or anything, $3. It's way too high, but just to give you an understanding, the CPM was $3 and Uber has agreed to pay this, and it's a guaranteed one. But here, the CPM is 1.2. So they have more inventory left. So what they would do is there would be this space unoccupied, which all the other advertisers. This is a marketplace basically. All right, this is a marketplace. Like let's say Amazon, you have a lot of buyers and sellers over here, right? So similarly here there would be a lot of advertisers, hundreds and thousands
Yeah.
of advertisers. All right. So they would like to give this inventory to them. So this is called as private marketplace. Let's say they want to give only 10 impressions to private marketplace. It's their wish. Like wherever they are getting more CPM, they would use that space. Okay. And then this is private marketplace. So now what happens is how many impressions are we left with? 20, 20, and 10. 50 are done. We are left with 50 impressions. So these 50 impressions would be coming from open auction. which would happen between any ad. Yeah, it
Afroz, your screen is visible. Afroz, I'm
yeah.
Prashant.
Is it not visible?
Somewhat stuck. Yeah, now it's audible. Times of India black inventory as it's visible. That's only.
Okay, let me share it again. Oh, sorry, I think just a moment. So I was doing this thing on whiteboard. Was it not visible?
No, only blog is showing like Times of India black as inventory. That's PPT slide also only visible.
Even now. Okay, just a moment. Let me check.
17th slide is visible only.
Okay.
Now it's whiteboard. Yeah.
Okay, the whiteboard isn't loading up actually. I drew something on it. I thought it was visible. Okay, give me a moment. I think this whiteboard, I'm unable to share it for some reason.
So Afros, you can continue without showing the whiteboard because we are clearly understanding it from your explanation. So
Okay,
it's not that big of a deal. So you can
okay,
continue. It's not a problem for us.
all right, all right, sure.
Okay.
So what I was trying to, let you know that this the screen should be visible now, is it?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay, all right. So let's say that Times of India has 100 impressions, and then out of those 100 impressions, let's say let's say that let me depict you this to show how they share their inventory among others. So first, let's say that there's an advertiser which is Uber. They want to advertise on this inventory. All right. So this on this Times of India's inventory, Uber wants to advertise and they need 20 impressions. So what they would do is they would reach out to Times of India and then ask for a deal, which is programmatic. So what would Uber do? They would reach out to Times of India and then ask for 20 impressions, which they want at any cost. All right. So among the 100 impressions, 20 impressions are already given. So this is called as programmatic. This is programmatic guaranteed. Out of 100 impressions, they have promised to Uber that they'll be giving them 20 impressions at any cost. All right. So these 20 impressions, they have set it up as programmatic guaranteed, and the CPM would also be set. So the CPM, let's say that it's around $3. This is programmatic guaranteed. And let's say there's other 20 impressions that they want to give it to 5 advertisers, Nike, Adidas, etc. So these are some other advertisers who must be interested. All right. So what would happen is they want 20 impressions, but then the Times of India will cannot guarantee it. They will just say that we may give you the inventory. All right. We may give them, it's not guaranteed. So which is why we call it as preferred deal. For these 5 advertisers, 20 impressions will be given or not given based on Times of India's interest. But then they would be given a preference, which is why we call it as preferred deal, but it's not guaranteed. Not guaranteed. And similarly, let's say that there's a marketplace. Let's say that there are a lot of advertisers and there's a marketplace of a lot of advertisers. Let's say that these advertisers are from all the ad exchanges, and then they want to advertise on Times of India. So what would happen is this, let's say 10 impressions, Times of India would want to give it to marketplace. All right. These 10 impressions, they want to give it to the marketplace. So what would happen is this, what we'll call this as private marketplace, because there are a set of advertisers to whom we want to, Times of India wants to advertise to, which is why we call it as private marketplace. So we are done with 3 of the different type of, deals or inventory that can be shared with the client. There's one left. So we call it as open auction. Open auction. So now out of 100, we have given 20 impressions to Uber at $3 CPM, and then 20 impressions to 5 advertisers, Nike, Adidas, etc. But it's not it's not guaranteed. And now 10 impressions, we gave it to the advertiser marketplace. So we call it as private marketplace. In this ad marketplace, there would be multiple advertisers. And now out of 100, we are left with 50 impressions. 50 impressions, we want to put it into open auction, which is open to every ad exchange on the internet. open to all the ad exchanges on the internet. So the remaining inventory would go into auctions and the RTB would occur. RTB, real time bidding, would occur. Here also the RTB would be applied, and then here also real time bidding would be applied. And let's say among these private marketplace, one advertiser who is willing to bid $2, he is the highest one. That will be given. The impression would be given to that advertiser. Similarly, from among the open auction, there would be millions of advertisers. Among those advertisers, the one which has the highest CPM that they can provide, those will win. And these 50 impressions will be shown to them. And let's say this preferred deal, 20 impressions were given to 5 advertisers, but it was not guaranteed. And let's say that out of this 25 impressions were used. So 15 are left, right? So again, these 15 would be used in private marketplace or open auction. Okay. This nobody will touch it. These 20 impressions, these are guaranteed. Uber has taken it. So we cannot do anything about it. But these, if they're left out, then we can use them in open auction. And these two will be based on the auctions that take place. So I'll be explaining you how the auction would take place. Before that, let me show you what a programmatic guaranteed. So between a seller and buyer, a guaranteed discussion has happened that they have negotiated a deal at a certain price. They want to fix a price for that, so which is called as programmatic guarantee. And now you have preferred deal where uh, you have given preference to certain advertisers. All right. So those advertisers would be selected and the auction would happen. And again, the remaining inventory would be given to private auction. And this private auction, any advertiser can be selected. And then in open auction also, all the buyers would be eligible to take up the ad slot. And if you notice here, uh, so this is how it happens. Whenever there's inventory, no, let's say that there's this ad space. This ad space, we want to show some ad over here. Times of India wants to show some ad here. So first thing, what would happen is it will go to DV360 and it will check if this slot is already booked, if this slot is already booked with some advertiser or not. So if it is already booked, and if it's already booked, then it's programmatic direct. All right. Inside programmatic direct, you will have programmatic guaranteed and preferred deal. These two which we discussed, these two that we discussed, these are programmatic direct because they are directly happening without RTB. There's no RTB here. We only have RTB on the left side, right? If you can see. So what would happen is if there's no if the auction this slot is already booked, then the impression the ad request will go here, and then it will check if it's already booked or not. If it's already booked, then out of programmatic guarantee, any advertiser which was booked will be that ad will be selected. But then if it is not booked, if that ad slot is free for everyone, then it will go either under open exchange or private marketplace. All right. And here real-time bidding would happen. Like I showed you here. Here real-time bidding would happen. Real-time bidding is nothing but which advertiser is willing to pay more will get shown. His ad would be shown. So let's say uh, we spoke that there would be real-time bidding happening. All right. But how would that happen? What auction? Who would win it? So that is unclear, right? So to make it clear, we have two models. Some ad exchanges use first price auction, and then some ad exchanges use second price auction. Both are similar, a little bit different. Both are auctions that happen in real time bidding, but then there's a slight difference. In first price auction, what happens is advertiser A bids $2, and then advertiser B bids $3, and then advertiser C bids $4. So, which is the highest among these three? It's advertiser C, right? He's bidding $4. So he would win the auction. Here in RTB, here he would win because he's paying $4. So, and according to first price, whatever he bid, he has to pay that. Okay. He bid $4, so he will pay that. Pay those $4. And then when it comes to second price auction, Uh, similarly, all the advertisers have bid differently. One has bid two, one has bid $3, one has bid $4. So even in this, the highest one would be selected. Highest bidder, highest advertiser who is bidding more will be selected, which is $4. But then he will not pay $4. He will pay only zero point 0.1 more than the next highest bid that was bid. Okay. So the previous less than 4 we have 3. Okay. The highest advertiser below 4 who is willing to bid the highest is 3. So this advertiser has to pay 3.01 according to that. So this is how it happens, and all of this happens within milliseconds, like I showed you. Uh, like I showed you in inspect element, you don't have to worry a lot about it because it happens in milliseconds. Which ad has to when and how it gets selected. Everything happens within milliseconds. And so this is all the theoretical part that I have explained. This is must to understand the UI and everything. So I give you a brief about how the ecosystem works, what is involved in it. We have ad exchanges, ad networks, we have DSPs and SSPs. So this was everything that I wanted to cover today. And next class onwards, I'll be more practical. This was a theoretical session because you would need this session to understand how it works. Once you have an understanding of that, in the UI, you can easily understand what is happening there. All right. So this was needed in the first session. So this is all that I wanted to cover for today. Just wanted to check if anyone has any question.
No, Afroz, no questions.
Nothing. Nothing, Afroz.
Okay, all right. I think Marcel has commented in the chat box that it was supposed to be a DV360 training, but I'm giving a generic programmatic description. Yes, Marcel, because to understand DV360, I wanted to give a brief about how the ecosystem works. So yesterday I done a poll in the Facebook group as well. What topic should be selected? So this was chosen. The intro and ecosystem was chosen, which is why I went ahead with this. So in the next session, I'll be taking a poll again if needed. Otherwise, we'll jump into the practical how things work inside the UI. Okay, Aditya has a question. Since DV360 requires minimum commitment, is there any other DSP wherein we do it as self-serve platform with no minimum commitment? There are, Aditya, but then those will not have as efficient, like there are other providers like Xander. They do not have a minimum uh, commitment that is needed, but then there are not a lot of the pros when it comes to using Xandr. When it comes to DV360, we have advantage of audiences that we can use, which is why. But if your use case is to, utilize a TSP with a low minimum commitment, then I think we can go ahead with it. But if you're looking for to advertise for a bigger brand wherein you need all the features, then I think you can stick to DV360. There's TTD as well, but then TTD also has minimum commitments required. Any other questions, anyone? Okay, looking for job in the same but without experience, not providing it. All right, so you can utilize my classes. I'll be in the coming sessions, I'll be showing you more of practical how it is done in the UI. So based on that, you can get a clear understanding of how it works. No problem. Any more questions? Anyone else? All right, if you don't have any questions, I think then we can wrap up this session. Okay, could you please explain once again the last slide? All right, the last slide. Okay, sure. About the pricing structure, right? Options. So, when it comes to programmatic, we, like we mentioned, we had two types of deals wherein RTB is not occurring. There's no RTB here. But when it comes to private marketplace and open auction, the impressions would be selected based on RTB. So in RTB, you would have real-time auctions. Multiple advertisers would be willing to pay and bid for that inventory. So how do we decide who wins the impression and how much he has to pay? For that, they have introduced two type of auctions. One is first price and one is second price. I think Google uses first price in all of its tools, but then there are certain DSPs wherein second price auction is also used. In first price auction, the highest bidder would win. In both the type of auctions, the first bidder, the highest bidder would win. But then how much will he pay is the question. So in first price auction, if he has bid $4, then he is the winner. Advertiser C is the winner. But also he pays $4, right? Whatever he has bid, he will pay that. But when it comes to second price auction, let's say that one of the advertiser has bid $4, but then he would not pay $4. He would pay a little bit 0.01 more than what the previous, I mean, the next highest bidder has bid in the auction. Okay.
Yeah, approach like in first price acquisition is take
Okay.
$4, right?
Right, right.
Yeah, in second phase is taking $3. In
Yes,
second
correct.
phase we can go for in that time we can go for the second bid, right? A B bids win, right? You said that like why can you
No,
go
no,
for C bids?
no. The winner would be this advertiser. So the winner is advertiser C, who is bidding 4. But then who is the next highest bidder among these three? Like, who is the next highest bidder among these three? Or one is advertiser C, who is bidding 4, which is highest. What is the next highest? It's three
Yeah,
dollars, right?
yes, next $5 three
No, it's $3, Aditya, because advertiser B is the next highest one. who is bidding 3. So
Okay.
let me explain it to you once again. I would need a doc. Give me a moment. I think only 4 minutes are left out for this Zoom. So second prize auction. Let's say Nike is bidding $3, and Adidas is bidding $4, and Puma is bidding $1 per ad on Times of India. Okay. So, who would win among these three? The highest bidder would win, of course, right? Whoever is willing to pay more will win, which is Adidas, right? So they would be clear winners. Okay. And there's a display ad slot of 300 cross 250 where they want to show their ad. But how much will they pay to show on this ad is the question. Will they pay $4? According to first price auction, they will pay $4. But according to second price auction, they will not pay $4. But then the next highest bidder is Nike, who is bidding $3. So Nike is bidding $3. So Adidas could pay 3.01, sorry, $3.01 on to display its ad on Times of India. Did you get it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Understood. Yeah.
got it. Yeah,
Hi,
great.
Afroz.
Yeah, hi.
Afroz, who will decide? Who will decide? First prize bidding and second prize auction.
It will be decided by the DSP, whichever we have in question. Like Google uses the first price model, but then there are certain DSPs who prefer other models. So it depends on the DSP and ad exchange what they want to use.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Hi, Afroz.
Yeah, hi Raj.
Afroz, I just have one question. Like in the platform, can we recognize which campaign, like what type of deal it is? Is it a PG deal or a
Of
preferred
course,
deal?
yes. Yes, of course we
So
can decide it.
where do
So
we
if
have
it,
to?
yeah, Raj.
Yeah, can you just tell me like where exactly is that?
So I'll show it to you in the next session. The UI, I'll show it to you in the next session. But to give you an understanding, if it's an open auction, then you will not select any particular deal inside a line item. Okay, you create a campaign and then you have line items inside it, right? So you create a campaign, you have insertion orders inside it, and then you have line items inside it. So in insertion orders and line items, you can select the deals. But if you don't select any deal, then it's a open auction. It will run in open auction. But if you select a certain deals, then it could be either programmatic guaranteed, it could be preferred deal, it could be private marketplace. All these three will have a certain deal ID that you will be
Okay, okay.
able to identify.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I think
Got
the
it.
call may close any time now because of the limitation of Zoom. If you have any more questions,
Thank you.
just paste it over in the Google, I mean the group, Facebook group, because I think the call may end again anytime soon. We can take up the questions inside the group or tomorrow as well.